So we're just going to see if anybody else comes on. So it's 9 p.m. It's the first Thursday of the month. So I'm just here to, answer any questions you may have, anything like that. So I'll just hang out here for a little bit. And then, to see if anybody shows up. So, yeah, I can't wait to answer your questions if you have any. It looks like one person has come in. Did you have any questions or? Looks like 2 people have come in. Feel free to type your questions in. It looks like 3 people are in now. So there's a chat button down below to type. Let's see. All messages are visible. Hide messages. Some messages such as potential spam maybe not visible. Okay. So I just clicked on live chat. So you can type your questions in down at the bottom. I'm on my cell phone. So yeah, let me see the 3 dots, see what that does on my cell phone. Okay, yeah, because this is my second time going live on YouTube. Oh, okay, yeah, somebody said they're just tuning in. So, I guess I, didn't have any questions per se. But I'll just start. Good evening, Miss Kiki. So yeah, I'll just start giving, my experience of how I did it the first time going into the federal government, which was from a job fair. I actually went to the Clark Atlanta University job fair. So they had that back in, oh my gosh, I got my first federal job 2006. I think I started June 2006 with a DOD agency, a Department of Defense federal agency. And so they were there, obviously, that particular agency. And so I actually went around to every booth to talk to all the employers that were there. And so, when I got back home, I just went through all of my job fair stuff. I call it my job fair bag. All the papers that I got. And so I applied for every job. I didn't care what it was. I applied. And I think my first job offer was for a teaching job in New York. And so my parents were like, oh my God, please don't go to New York. Please, please. It's so dangerous there. Because I'm from Georgia, a really small town in Georgia. So I did not take that job. I know my life would have been on a different trajectory. And so that was a teaching position. And I ended up taking the third job offer that I got. The second one was from a chicken factory plant. They wanted me to work on the floor with, I don't want to gross anybody out, but yeah. Okay, somebody's asking, how do you get the various clearance levels? With that, it depends on what job you actually have, what job you're actually going for. So Department of Defense, they normally have the secret level clearance. And so they're all going to do a basic background check on you. And so I actually got my clearance at the secret level like back in 2006. And so that did open a lot more doors for me because I had that clearance. And then I went up to another level of top secret clearance when I started working in the intelligence arena of the Department of Defense. So that's your CIAs of the world, that's the DIAs, and also like NGA, places like that. So CIA is Central Intelligence Agency, DIA is Defense Intelligence Agency, and then the NGA is National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. And so, they deal with, keeping us safe as far as foreigners attacking America and trying to steal our information, basically. So it's something awarded based on background. Yeah, it's something awarded based on the type of job that you're actually going for. So yeah, and I was just applying to so many jobs. I didn't know, what was what and what was this. I was just like gone on USA Jobs and just going to these job fairs. And that's how I've gotten, I know I counted Wednesday night, 7 different federal agencies. So yeah, the first one, I was an intern. That's the easiest way to get into the federal agency as far as I'm concerned. And so they changed that legislation. Obama did. You can only be 2 years out from your graduation date of, your Juris Doctorate degree, a lawyer, your master's degree, or your undergraduate degree. So I was in the last batch of Still at Work, Can Only Listen Now, Will Watch Replay Later. Thanks, sis. Awesome. Yeah, so I was, 2 years out. No. I was more than 2 years out from my degree because I got my undergraduate degree. I tried to get my master's, oh my God, like 7 different times, and I just dropped the class, so I quit. So I got back into the intern program right before Obama changed. Good evening, everyone. Okay, yes, change the laws for the intern program. So I got that job, from a job fair. So that was my. Oh, okay, Antoinette, what do you do? Okay, good evening. Hi. So yeah, that was somebody else asking Antoinette like what she does as far as I guess her current job now, but she only is listening. She can't really speak. Oh, well, she can type in the chat actually what she does if she decides to answer that question. But yeah, I got into the intern program for the very last time before Obama changed the laws for being, you can only just be 2 years out, because I guess people were actually getting, is it easier to get hired for jobs when you're already a Fed? Okay, I'll answer that question in a second, because I think, with Obama, that it was, everybody was just getting into that program that was a lot older. I was one of them when I entered into it for the last time, and they were beating out the college students because they had more they had more experience, more work experience. So, to make it fair, Obama just said, hey, 2 years out. If you're not 2 years out from your graduation degree, you cannot apply for it. And so that was the DOD agency. That was actually my last one that I did. And so is it easier to get into the federal? Okay, do you know how long performance-based ACDMO NH pay scale has been in place versus the GS pay? No, I don't know how long the ACDMO money scale has been in place versus the GS. I've heard over the years about the GS pay scale. I'm not really in the ACDEMO, which is Department of Defense's acquisition program. Do you know if they gave extra year? Do you know if they gave an extra year for COVID grads? An extra year for COVID grads. I don't know if they've, actually done that. Hey, I would put it on my resume and try them out. It never hurts to try. I know I told this story on my page about this guy. He's a lot older than me. I'm 42. And so he was a GS 14, and he actually was trying to get into the senior executive service program, which is to be a director, because you've got your GS 15, and then after that, the GS pay scale stops and you go into SES, or senior executive service men or women. And all I'm trying to say is he didn't have all the required things for his application, but some kind of way he figured out, how to get it signed off on, and honey, he got that job. He got that. What is the most important career moves for upward mobility? SES is my goal. Woo! Oh yes, we need more Black and brown people in SES roles. And so, like I said, with this gentleman, that story, I think I told it in one of my last videos. He was a 14. I think he was in the military, and I just had to connect with him, y'all. I asked him to be my mentor because he had the guts to go against the grain. That's what it's all about in his particular situation, and God was on his application and on his career as well. And so he didn't have all the required things for the SES, but he still got that SES position. And people, even the people that was running the program, he said one lady was like, oh, it's gonna be so hard for you to get that. Nobody's ever gotten that signature, if they didn't have all the required stuff for the application. Don't worry about that. If you ain't got it all on according to the app, I would apply anyways. Honey, I would go for it. I would not worry about naysayers who run the program. That lady may have been in her program for her job for 20 years, and nobody's ever gone against the grain or tried to apply to something and not have all the criteria. Who cares about criteria when God's on your life? Who cares about that? Because the same thing happened to me. I know I've talked about it before in my YouTube video. The lady was like, oh, you're a program analyst? Oh, you're looking for administrative work at this job fair? Ma'am, this job fair is for IT specialists, information technology, people who work on computers and stuff. Did you think I cared about what she was talking about? No, I did not. God told me to go to every booth at that job fair. Don't miss a stone. Turn over every stone. Turn over every table. Turn over everything. And just look for the opportunities. And when that lady said that, this other lady that was standing behind her was like, hey, oh, you're administrative? Give me your resume. We need somebody. We need somebody. Next step for me is already 13, so I'm not too far, but God is ordering my steps. I'm already, it went away. Yes. And so, yeah, you're right there. You're at the 13 level. People have gone from a GS 13 straight into SES. So I have heard stories like that. I'm not going to speak on the negativity that other people have said when I've made that statement. It's just the simple fact that they didn't do it that way. They waited, to apply maybe when they were GS 14. And when I say GS, that means general schedule. So it's GS 7, that's the pay grade, 30,000 or so. Normally you go to a 9, that's about 40,000. And every year, technically, you can get promoted. You can get promoted in the federal government. And these are the promotion levels that most people go through. And yeah, and then after the 11, people normally go to the 12, then 13, 14, 15. But just because people normally do it that way, don't mean that you got to do it that way. And what I mean by that is you can go on USA Jobs and apply to be a director, which is the SCS from a 13. If you feel that you've got that leadership criteria and examples that they're asking for, that you have that collaboration that they ask you for at the director level, that you know, bringing people together, and making a unique type of forum within your agency, working with people. You know, because somebody turned me in for a federal award, you know, because of the things I'm doing with my YouTube channel, you know, and I was sending it to my mentor and she just turned me in for an award, you know, and I gave her like a little write-up and she put her little spin on it, and bam, I didn't get the award, but it gave me more access. Okay, we'd love to connect with you outside as well. Yeah, email me. You know, I put my Seal the Deal one email address out there under every video. And I've said it several times as well. So yeah, email me and yeah, we can connect. And so God has just given me this business savviness, which I know comes from my father. He's just business minded. I mean, it's natural for me. But it's a God-given talent. You know, it's just in me, not on me. It's just on the inside. And I just love it. I love it. I love helping people. Yeah. And like I said in my last video, hey, yeah, y'all go above me. You know, reach for the highest heights, get the information and make millions, you know, from it. You know, and so you probably have to have a second job to make millions, because most people in the federal government, you know, we only get up to like 6 figures. But yeah, this information, you know, can help you do that. And so, yeah, don't let anybody discourage you from applying to something. I don't care what the announcement says. If you feel like you can, okay, she says, I'm trying to use my education to qualify. Yes, definitely. Like I said, for me, yeah, I did use my education because a lot of the jobs wanted you to have a college degree. But like I said in one of my videos, there was this one guy, I think he was still working on his college degree. And so they let him in. Now he was in the military or former military. But hey, don't let that stop you. I would apply anyways. You know, and like I said, with that director, the lady that ran the program and took the applications, she was trying to discourage him because it probably had never been done before, where somebody was trying to, you know, get in the program to be a director or SES and not having all of the criteria. So they saw it on that man. And he's a director over the finance office. And so when I heard that story, like I said, I had to connect with him. I said, yeah, mentor me. I want to learn from him. He was like, well, why do you want me to be your mentor? I said, oh, okay. She said, what is the program? Well, at that particular agency, it was just like a special program for people to go into being a director. And so I'm not sure if it was the school he was applying to or if it was just a straight SES position. But, you know, you can do some digging around if you are at a federal agency to find out, you know, how people get promoted to the SES at your particular federal agency. Or go straight to USA Jobs and put in SES or Senior Executive Service and all the jobs will populate, you know, because I've seen them on there. So, yeah, he just usurped that. He went around that and, yeah, he got in. You know, so I wouldn't let anybody discourage you. When that lady was trying to tell me, hey, this is a IT job fair. We're not looking for administrative professionals. God was like, okay, don't listen to her. Like I said, it was a lady behind her who was a manager. She's like, yeah, I'm looking for somebody. Give me your resume. And then as I was walking out of the job fair that she said was not for me as an administrative professional, somebody hit me on my phone, was like, yeah, this is HR. We got somebody that want to interview you right now. Can you come back in? I know it's 5:00, but they want to interview you right now. I didn't know the position. I didn't know how much money. I was like, God was like, girl, if you don't turn around and go back into that job fair and get this job, child, what is your degree in, if you don't mind me asking? Okay, Clarity is asking for Alicia's degree. And yeah, I got my degree in mass communications, television broadcasting, but I never applied to any TV stations. I never did apply to any radio stations or any magazines. Honey, those people was mean. That girl was mean. So I just didn't do it. Don't worry about, would you advise to include your demographics to get a job, psychology? Yeah, do what the Lord is leading you to do. I think I did pick like places that I wanted to go. I haven't been in USA Jobs in a while, but yeah, I think there were like different places you can select. I remember I got offered a job in Guam, and I was like, I don't want to go there. That was another intern program that I had did, or whatever, applied to. And so I don't know. I just didn't want to leave the DC area. Okay, Alicia said she got a psychology MBA. Psychology, which is a bachelor's of arts degree. That's what I want to clear that up with what I just said. So, yeah, psychology, bachelor's of arts. I got a bachelor's of arts degree as well, and I just do supplies now. I order supplies, and I never really done that type of role before, but she added that on, my boss, but she wanted to hire me for my contracts experience. She wanted to hire me for my contracts experience, so I had that at my last agency. So I went to my last agency to get my promotion, and I know y'all have heard this story, how I was interviewed with the first manager, and then the second day, God told me to put my business suit in the car. They may call you because it was another day, a second day to the job fair, and they called me. And, does already being in the federal government make it easier for you to get hired to other federal roles? Yeah, I think so. Somebody actually told me that. I was in the bathroom at this job search meeting or whatever. I love this stuff. I look for all of that to go to, and I just love learning. And so, yeah, like I did a count of all the federal agencies that I've been to, and it's actually, I think, like 7. Does already being in the federal government make it easier to get hired at other federal roles? Yeah, I think it does make it easier when you've already, because that's what the lady was telling me. She was like, oh, you've already been vetted. That's why you can get other federal jobs. And, thinking about it now, I agree. It does make it easier because somebody already rolled their dice with hiring me, and so it took me like 2 years after college to get a job. I don't know what I was thinking about, before I graduated, like my junior year. I should have been applying for jobs, but I waited till like 2 years out. And so I was at home, y'all. I was 26 and still living at home in Georgia, trying to figure out what am I going to do with my life, and God just stepped in. I was praying. Oh my gosh. I was praying, Lord, help me to return back to DC, because does clearance level really matter, or does training TDYs work better for you? Yeah, the clearance level, that really doesn't matter. Like all the stipulations and stuff that they have on the application or the announcement, make sure you can meet most of it. The girl that wrote my resume for me, she said, make sure you can do 80% of what the job the job is asking for. 80%. If there's 6 bullets, 80%, well, half would be 50. So, three to 5, that you can do. But if you don't have any experience, I still would apply to it. I wouldn't let stipulations and stuff on the announcement stop me, because I just ended up saying, hey, I've been at this level for 5 years. It's time for me to get promoted. I didn't say it like that, but I did slam my hand, boom, on the table. Okay, got it. I was worried about that. Does clearance levels really matter, or does training and work better? Yeah, training, they're looking for the experience. They're looking for the experience, because I didn't have any experience with a purchase card and buying supplies. But she was really looking for somebody. My boss was looking for somebody that had the experience with contracts. And so I had that experience. And so that was on my resume. And I kind of led with that at the very top, because guess what, y'all? My last federal job, I was an executive assistant. Executive assistant. And I was like, when they told me the job title, I was like, executive assistant, what? So, not to say anything bad about executive assistants, but I don't know. I felt some type of way about that. I should really get over that, even at this point, because I'm no longer there in that role. I'm back to being a program analyst, but sometimes you gotta bend a little bit to get where you want. This was my promotion. What is the quickest that you've ever heard back? Quickest I've ever heard back was 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And that's the job I'm talking about now that I got as an executive assistant. I didn't really feel the greatest about that title, but God was like, girl, what you gonna do? You need your promotion. You've earned your promotion. You're long overdue. What's the role of a program analyst? Okay, I'll get to that. You've earned this promotion, girl. Don't get hung up on a title. Just go on in there and do that job and go on about your business and go home. So that's what I ended up doing. And God has said, I'm going to return you back to being a program analyst. Don't worry about it. I got this. I got this. And so September of 2021, hallelujah, he returned me back to being a program analyst. And, it's just the title, and I can't get hung up on that. I can't get hung up on my identity being my job. And that's what I was doing back, last year. And even a little bit now, God affirms me. God affirms my performance and who I am. I'm royalty. I'm royalty. I'm a kingdom kid. And that's something that, I've got to work on. So the role of a program analyst, it's a bunch of different things. Really, it is administrative work. It's administrative work. So ordering supplies for the office, getting a purchase card, and ordering supplies for the division. That's a new task that I've never, timekeeping, making sure everybody get their timekeeping pay stuff in, sending out emails for that. What else have I done? Travel, making sure the federal employees, go through Concur or DTS Defense Travel System. If you're with DOD, the Department of Defense, what else do I do? Administrative stuff, making sure the people are under the right division and lining up with their administrative managerial chain, making sure they had the people to approve their travel. So that's travel. What else have I done? Oh my gosh, contracts. That's what I'm doing now. making sure that this particular person gets their appraisal stuff in for the contractor, walking them through how to do their reports for their contracts that are mandatory for them to get in. I don't manage the contracts right now. I'm just the liaison to help them stay on track of getting all of their documents in for, whoa, that's literally PM, FM, logistics, travel, HR, purchase car holder, contractor. My goodness, that's way too many hats. So I was just explaining all the stuff that I've done in the past. Right now, I just do contracts, which is also known as a core, like you said, contract officer representative, liaison, and then I just order supplies for the office. So I do that. So that's just the two roles that I have. Now they're thinking about adding IAAs, intergovernmental agency agreements, to my list of things that I do now. So my boss wants me to be a backup for that. Whoa, okay, yes, I'm contracting, so I get it now, core. Yeah, core. That's what I've known for a while now. I was a core for like 5 years, and so I know that experience helped me to get this job. And so, yeah, I just knocked it like boom when I answered those questions and, giving the examples. I took the day off for this particular job, for this interview, and I rehearsed. You're a CO. Oh yeah, that is a great job, man. You can go straight to the 15 and above with that. They're always looking for contracting officers, especially on the DoD side. And yeah, I took off. I had been applying and interviewing. I never could get the job offer, even though I teach you guys about getting job offers and all of that. And people have emailed me and said, oh, your videos helped me get a promotion. I got my first job in the federal government. Oh my God, you helped me so much. I just had to get that team. And so I was doing mock interviews, like 4 different mock interviews before my interview, like at 1:00, to make sure I was ready. Oh my gosh, I had to be ready. And so, yeah, and that's what I did, and that was, I had to do something different to get some different results. And that's the main point I'm making. And of course, I got that from Juanita Bynum, the one and only. Oh my gosh, say what you want to say. Oh, okay, yes, I'm contract, so I get it now, core. Okay, the message was deleted out or blurred out. But yeah, so I had to apply that to my life. And when I first got my first federal job, how do you get the skill about contracting? It's really something that they taught me on the job, and coming there. And so I was like an intern, back when I really got the experience to be a core or, work with contracts. And so they had me doing logistics, they had me in so many different arenas as far as job duties. But toward the end of my career, my 5-year career at this particular agency, they had me doing contracts the last 3 years or so. And so that's what I kind of primarily focused in on. I was actually on like the contracts team. And so how do you get the skills? They will train you on the job. I didn't have any experience. Did I? No, I didn't have experience with contracts. I actually was a financial analyst before I became a program analyst. So, them Excel spreadsheets, I don't even know how I got that job. Because I am not good with Excel, y'all. Oh Lord, I don't know. Like she mentioned, internships are the best way to get in. I had no prior experience either. Okay, so it sounds, yeah, like she said, that's the best way to get in. And that's, look at what I did. That's, emulate, like I said in one of my other videos, success leaves clues. So it sounds like Clarity, or Charity, she did an internship, and that's how she got her foot in the door. I did an internship, that's how I got my foot in the door. But look at how I did it for the very first federal job that I got. College internship. I put in for some internships. My 2 years are almost up. Keep going, keep going, keep going. But like I said, look at how I got my first federal job. It was a college it was a college job fair. I'm just going to pause right there. It's a college job fair. So I just got to pause right there. That's the way for me. Now, somebody over my 42 years of experience, they were like, well, you're able to go to these job fairs because your personality is big or whatever. Okay, that may, have something to do with it, but really it don't. Because God is in control of my career first and foremost. But I do have my degree in mass communication, so I can communicate. Just like we all can. But so I'll leave that comment alone. Long story short, I just did that pause because those college job fairs, yeah, they work. That's all I'm gonna say. They work. So in doing that, but USA Jobs, that works too. But I was only able to get only two job offers on USA Jobs. Yeah, two jobs. My current job that I have now came from USA Jobs, and then another one previously came from USA Jobs. So I've only got two jobs from USA Jobs, but the others came from job fairs. So, even some of them came that I turned down. Or special programs, intern programs. So, that's the way I did it. Those are some keys to my success, but it is at 37 minutes on the clock. I have talked over my time. I just love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for showing up, because I was like, Lord, is anybody going to show up? But, I'm reaching people, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And like I said, use the information, alter the information to fit you and your personality and what God is leading you to do for your federal career, because everybody's different. Everybody's different. I got my job, 2 weeks, because for this particular job, because I went through a Schedule A appointment. And so I think that's why it came so fast. I did not have to go through USA Jobs to apply at all. And so, I had heard that years ago from, a HR person at a job fair. She's like, oh, if you're Schedule A, I can hire you right here on the spot. But I didn't think at that time, I don't think at that time I could use Schedule A, but I can use it now. So that's how I got this job. Last job in 2 weeks. No applying on USA Jobs. I think they actually had a special hiring thing that they were doing for that particular job fair. But even if it was a special hiring thing or wasn't a special hiring thing, God said that's for you. That's your job fair. That's how you gonna re-enter into the federal service from being a contractor. So Praise the Lord. All right. Bye, you guys. I can't even stop talking. I love you. And I just wish you all the best. And I will be talking to you soon every first Thursday of the month. Look for January stuff, plug it in 9 p.m. Eastern Standard to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh my gosh, I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.